Okay, so let's start another day of our session. So far we just introduced, what print statement is, right? We spoke about int, float,
Complex.
bool, complex, string, right? So these variables we discussed. Now we'll discuss more, and then towards the end we were talking about a string, right? Okay, so before that, let's look at few more basic stuff. Okay, so for example, I told you that uh, in Python, okay, hello, and if I say hi, in Python, the statement should start from beginning, isn't it? You cannot give a space. There's a different meaning which we will learn when we do it. Okay, so this is one thing I want to talk about. Then we said that semicolon, right? If you want to put multiple lines together, then you can do it using semicolon. But if you're putting one line in one line per line, then you don't have to put semicolon, correct? Okay. So, okay, this is good. And there's one more something called as escape sequence. Escape sequence. Now, if I say print, hello, hi, okay. So when you run it, so what happens, you see, these two slash becomes one slash. Okay, this is your backward slash. So backward slash is called escape sequence. Means it has some purpose. Okay, it is used for some purpose. It has some meaning associated with itself. It has some meaning associated with itself. That means if I say slash n, if I say slash n, then it goes into new line. Okay. So I told you there's some meaning associated. So the common meanings are like slash n. Slash n will generate new line. So if I run this, okay, if I run this, you see a blank line is generated. See, slash n gives you blank line. Okay, if you want to give slash t, okay, there are a few other stuff, but slash t and slash n is important for us. Slash n, right? N for new line, t for tab, will give tab spaces. So tab spaces mean it will give you, 3, 4. By default, these 4 spaces is programmed. So it will give you 4 spaces of blank. Okay. So that is tab spaces. Okay. So now, so that's why backward slash, so not forward slash, only backward slash. Okay, only backward slash. So it gave tab number of spaces. Okay. Now, if you right now, let's say I want to print something like this. Print as it is. Okay. I want to print. Okay, see slash n, if I do, I will get new line, isn't it? But I want to print slash n, then what should I do? If I want to print slash n, then what do you think I can do?
Just write an inverted comma.
So I've written inverted comma, right? But still it's not working, it's not helping, isn't it? So, okay, we saw that, right? The 2 slashes together becomes 1 slash. 2 slashes together, right? Becomes 1 slash. So if I want to print, now this escape sequence works only for one character after backslash. So if I give backslash n, it will work only for n. Now if I give space and n, then backslash is associated with space, not with n. It takes only one character. Okay. So if you want to generate slash n as it is, then you put one more slash. When you put one more backslash, then what happens? These two together will form one slash.
Slash and then completing.
Yes, because the impact is there for only one character. So this is called escape sequence. Okay, now this is there in Java also. Okay, same concept in Python as well. Okay, so that's why when you are dealing with backward space, always give two slashes, because you never know what might happen. There might be, N or T, which might give you different meaning. So when you are using this backward slash, then you have to give double slash in quotation. When you are using forward, then you don't have to do it. Forward, not required. Okay. Backward, yes, it is required. So now when I run it, you see, you get slash n. Similarly, if I have to say slash t will generate tab spaces, okay, you put double slash t. So two slashes together will become one slash and t will be as it is, right? So this is your escape sequence here in Python. Okay. Now I want to generate something like this. Okay. I want to print, okay, print slash n will not generate new line. Let's say I want to print something like this, then what should I do? If I want to generate something like this, then I will copy and paste it here, okay? And then, okay, if I run it, I will get single slash n, right? But I want to generate double slash n. What should I do?
Then you should add on more.
If I add one more slash, then what happens?
It will come somewhere.
These two together slash will form one. And this is now a new line, isn't it? So it will get into different line. Right? So you have to give 4 slashes. Always 2 slashes together becomes one slash. So these two together, one slash, these two together, one slash, and it becomes now double slash n. Okay? Cool. Now let's move on to the thing that we had started in the last session, that is f string. I want to do some more examples. So what we saw was, let's say if quantity is 50 and price is 25, okay, quantity, price, and then you have total. Total is going to be Q into P, right? So Q into P is your total price. Okay. So I said that if I want to print something like this, I'll say f string. The cost of each pen is P. So for Q quantities, the total cost will be T. Correct? I'll put full stop, and when you run it, you get something like this, right? Now let's say I have, so this is how you will do, say integer value, right? Here P, Q, T are all integer. Now let's say if I have something different here. So in this case, let's say you have T value. T value is, let's say 200, and this is 23. So your quantity, or let's say quantity is 23. Okay. So your P will be what? How do you calculate P? Price. So it is T by Q, isn't it? Total cost by quantity will give you each price. And this will not change. So now when you run it, see it says, what happened? By, not into. This is by, correct? So see, it says the cost of each pen is 8.695621, so on. But the cost will not go beyond 1 or 2 uh, uh, decimal places, isn't it? So now we need to learn how to format decimal places using F string. So you can use F string to print integer values. You can use F string to format. So how do we format? So P needs to be formatted, right? So you put colon here, colon, double dot. Okay. So when you are talking about your curly bracket has two parts. First part is the value itself that you want to replace in the curly bracket. Like here it is PQT, here also PQT, right? So first part is the value that you want to replace with. Okay, it is P here. Second part comes after colon. So if you have only one part, like the previous example, then you don't have to give colon. But now if you want to add second part to it, then you have to add some value. Okay, then you need to add some value. So what value? I'll say 0.2f indicates, or you don't have to even say 0, you can delete the 0. You can say 0.2f means
Only two decimal after the.
two values after the decimal. Exactly. So you're saying 0.2f means just two decimal after point. Okay, you only want to give two decimal after point. Yes. Okay. And when you run it, F stands for float. Okay, so you are formatting float. Okay, so you say 0.2f means two decimal places after. Okay, so you can use F string to put all the values together, right? And at the same time, you can also use to add or format your float values, decimal values, isn't it? Okay, so this is second application of format string. Now you can even format your string values. Okay, you can also format your string values. Okay, now how do you format your string values? And what do you mean by formatting a string value? Let's check this out. So let's say I have three different variables like name equal to Virat. And by the way, you can give multiple variables in the same line. Like I can say pos, comma, country equal to batsman, comma, India. Okay, so I can say, okay, so now what does it mean? It means that before equal to, you have two variables, pos and country, right? And after equal to, the first value will go to the first variable. Second value will go to the second variable. Okay, so first value goes to the first variable, second value goes to the second variable. So you can put multiple values like here. I can put name also here. Okay, if I put name as the third variable, then this Virat should go as the third variable. Okay. Yes, it is left to right mapping. Okay, left to right, first, second, third. Okay, it happened left to right mapping. Okay. Now, if I want to print something like this, let's say print player, okay, name, player Virat plays for country, or I can remove this country, let's say plays for India, plays for India as a pause in the team, something like this. That's it. Okay, so now when you print it, okay, so player Virat plays for India as a batsman in the team. Okay, now what I'll do, I will take another country's name and I'll try to add something like this. Let's say country, I want to say South Africa. Okay, position, I want to say wicket keeper. Okay, name, I'll say some something. Now, when you run it, what do you get? You get player. This plays for South Africa as a wicket keeper in the team. Now, my requirement is to print Virat and this name together, and plays should be exactly below each other. So I want to have plays and plays exactly below each other. So in this case, what should I do? I should give space after Virat, isn't it? Because Virat is a smaller name and that is a bigger name. So I need to give space after Virat. So if you keep space, giving space, then plays will be below plays, right? So we call this as padding. Okay, in string, we call this as padding. So we need to give fixed number of spaces. We need to give fixed number of spaces. And what we say is, okay, name should take 20 spaces, right? Now, if the name is less than 20 spaces, it will be blank. It will leave you blank spaces, but that's okay. Okay, so here I will go and how do we give spaces? So colon, I told you colon 20. Okay, so because your in curly bracket, the variable that you want to display is the first one. And if you want to do some kind of or any kind of format, if you don't want to do formatting, don't do it anything. But if you want to format it, you have to say colon. And whatever you are doing as a formatting follows after colon. So I want to give 20 blank spaces here. So I'll say colon 20. I want to give 15 blank spaces here. Let's give 15 only. 220 is too big, right? Okay, or let's say 16. I want to give 16 here in country also. I need to give, here position also I need to give 16. So I'm assigning that name should take 16 places. If you have seen a checkbook, right? Checkbook will have square boxes. Why? Because that number of spaces is fixed. So if you are, or account number for that matter, each square box will have one single value. So if you have 5 or 6, let's say, boxes, and yeah, and let's say you have only 4 values to put, then what do? You leave out the remaining 2, right? So same thing, I'm saying assign 16 spaces. Now Virat is only 5-letter word. So
take only 5 letters and the
remaining 11 will be blank. Now my question is, 11 spaces will be blank. Which 11 spaces will be blank? It will be left blank in the beginning, in the end. Okay. So we say alignment. We are giving padding, and then you say within this padding, go for left alignment. Okay. So here, okay, before 16, I will say less than. When I say less than has an arrow. And which side that arrow is going? Arrow is going towards left. Array is going towards left. So when it's going towards left, that means you want it to go left. That means left alignment. You can make it go right. If you want to make it go right, then what happens? You're asking it to go right. So your blank spaces will be where?
it will be in the right side.
Left side. You're telling it to go right. So blank space will be on the left side. You can even do what is called center alignment. go up means center alignment means your blank spaces will be equally on left and right side. Okay, so there are 11 blank spaces, 6 will be on the right side, 5 will be on the left side. Okay, if it is 12, 6, 6. If it is 11, then more will be on the right side. Okay. So this is called left alignment, center alignment, and right alignment. I'll copy this line and this line I'll paste it here. Then you notice what happens. You see this? 16 spaces are fixed and the names appeared on the left alignment. Okay, so this is probably what, 10? So this also left 6 space. This is blank. Here you see central alignment. There are equal number of spaces on both the side. Okay, equal number of spaces both the side. Then we do right alignment. See, batsman on the right, wicket keeper on the right, isn't it? It all went to the right and spaces are vacant on the left. So this is how you can do padding alignment, center alignment, left alignment, right alignment. Okay, and you can also do what we call as formatting of float values in the line number 28 you saw. So we see the applications of F string now, right? This is also F string, this is also F string, and this is also F string. Using F string, you can do formatting by using colon after variable. If you have no intention to do any formatting, then leave it, just put the variable. But if you are making any alignment, you put variable and then whatever you want to do then. Make sense? Okay. Now let's go back to our next topic that I have planned for today, which is working with variables. Okay. Now, we have, let's go to different, or we can use it here. Now, variables, okay, especially with string variable, sorry, integer variable, numeric variable, not, not just integer. You can play with float also, and to some extent complex also. Numeric operations available. We call it as arithmetic operation. These are your operations. We call them as arithmetic operations. Arithmetic operations means mathematical operation. Okay. So in mathematical operation, okay, you are performing mathematical operations like plus, minus, into, So let's say I put n1 comma n2 equal to 10 comma 5. 10 comma 5. Okay. Now, if you need to add two numbers, then what do? You say n1 plus n2. Correct? Now, you want to perform subtraction. Then you will say n1 minus n2. Okay. If you want to do multiplication, it is n1 into n2. You need to do division, you say n1 divided by n2. Now, when you run it, you see 10 plus 5, 5 minus 10 minus 5, 10 into 5, and 10 by 5, 2, right? These are your basic operations. Now, apart from this, you also have other operations, mathematical operations. Next one is called integer division. You see, yeah. Now, what you have here, okay. Okay, so these are the basic operations, right? So now when you perform your divisions, okay, it performs what we call as, normal divisions. So if you divide 10 by 5, you get 2.0. You get 2.0, right? Now I can say print n1 slash n2. Double slash is called integer division. Now, this will always give you integer value. Decimal value will be removed. So, when I do it, so you get what? Just 2. not 2.0. Yes, 2. Here also you can say print, let's say 31 divided by 4. Now you do 4 here, okay, and you do 31 double divided by 4. You see this. So this normal will give you 7.75. But this will give you only 7.
If that extra slash.
Is removed.
Okay.
Okay, it is not rounding off. It is removed. Okay. So if you want to know how many times it goes perfectly, you will use double slash. Okay, double slash integer division you will use. You will not use we will not use single slash, because single slash will use 7.75. Okay, so that's the difference between single slash and double slash.
No.
Sorry.
In the numeric operation.
In the numeric operation, yes, we are doing about numeric operation.
So in generally previously said that it will be doing indexing. Previously for 2 slashes it will be like reduce the total slash will be cut off and the variable will be coming. And here it is like additional
That is
value.
inside quotation and this is outside quotation. Remember, what we discussed here is always inside quotation as a string. These are your string. Okay. This slash outside string has different meaning, inside has a different string. So whatever we discussed here, escape sequence, is all about inside quotation as a string that we are using. Okay. It's all about, yeah. It's and here it is outside like a mathematical operator. Okay. Yes. You also have something called as print. Okay. N1 star N2. So star is multiplication. Double star is power. Okay. It's like power of 10 to 5. So 10 to the power of 5. So what do you think value will be here? What will be the output here? Value here? 10 in
10 into 10 into 10 into 10.
Correct. So that will be 1 and 5 zeros.
1 lakh.
5 zeros is 1 lakh? Yes, 1 lakh. Okay. So you get 1, 5 zeros, 1 lakh. Okay. So this is how your double star will work. There's one more thing that we need to remember. This is called as N1 percentage N2. Okay, we call it as mod, not percentage. Okay, this does not give you percentage. This gives you modulus or mod. Remainder. Okay, so if I divide 10 by 5, what is the remainder?
2. 10 by 5 is 2.
Remainder.
0.
Remainder is the decimal part, right? So you get 0, yes. And if I do 31 divided by 4, then what is the remainder?
7.
Remainder. I just want the remainder value. So 7 into 4, 28. What is left? 3, right? So remainder is 3. Remainder is what is left after,
The division.
yes, after perfect division. Okay, what is left after perfect division is what you get, okay, as your remainder. And we call this as modulus. We write as percentage. Yes, we write as percentage. Okay. Okay. So these are your basic arithmetic operators: plus, minus, into, division, integer division, double star, that is power, okay, and then your modulus remainder. Okay, so these are different operations that we perform on numbers. The next set are your what we call as comparison or relational operators. Relational, okay. See, these are called operators, and this is called operation. So star is operator which does multiplication operation. Okay, so operation is the total process. Operator is using what you are doing. So like equal to, plus, minus, star, division, these are all your operators. These are your operators. Okay, and operation that performing is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, interdivision, power, okay, your modulus, these are your operations. So relational operations are, okay, or we call them relational or comparison operations. Okay, so comparators or comparison operators, comparators or comparison operators. Okay, so how do you compare two values? Greater than, less than, sorry, less than, greater than, less than, or less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. Is it equal to? Is it not equal to? These are different operators. Less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. Is it equal to and not equal to? And the output that you get, output that you get is Boolean values. So if I say 6 greater than 9, if I write like that, that means I'm asking a question. I'm asking, is 6 greater than 9? What do you think? False. Perfect. Very good. So now if I say n1 comma n2 equal to 10 comma 5, okay, and I'll say print n1 greater than n2. Okay, I'll write down and then you tell me the answers, okay? N1 greater than n2, n2 less than n, okay? This is greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, double equal to, and not equal to. Okay, now I will put n3 also as 10. N3. And I'll copy this whole stuff and I'll say print taking with n3. Okay, and here I will use n3, 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 n3. Okay, no, forget about the output. Now you tell me, what will the output of this? Tell me.
True.
True?
False.
Here. N1 less than, false, yes. Greater than or equal to, is it greater or equal to?
Greater. False.
True. You're checking for both the condition.
Okay.
Okay, if it is equal to also it will be true, greater also it will be true. So you're checking for two conditions. Okay, you're checking for, okay, two conditions. Yes. Next.
False.
False.
It's less than that.
Here.
Equal to.
Is it equal to? It's like asking, is it equal? See, understand the difference between single equal to and double equal to. Single equal to is assignment. If I say A equal to 6, A single equal to 6, I'm saying assign value 6 to A. This will not give me true or false, but it will simply perform the assignment. The value of A will become 6 or whatever you give. And now I'm saying A double equal to 6. Double equal to. So when I say A double equal to 6, I'm like asking question. Is it equal to 6? If I'm asking you, is it equal to 6? Your answer will be either yes or no. Correct? So is it equal to 6? Okay. Now in this case, I'm saying N1 equal to N2. Is N1 equal to N2?
False.
They're not equal, isn't it? So it becomes false. Right? And what about next one?
True.
True?
It is
Yes.
not equal.
Exactly. It is not equal. So this is your false and this is your true. Okay, now tell me about this one.
True. Ah,
N1 is,
equal.
N1 is, value of N1 is 10 and value of N3 is
10.
10. So is 10 greater than 10? Is 10 greater than 10?
False.
No. 10 is
False.
not greater than. See, if I get 10 marks and you get 10 marks, can I say I got more than you? No, right? So 10 is not greater than 10. So it is
False.
false. So it becomes false. What about next one?
False.
What about next one?
True.
Next one.
True.
Next one.
False. Wait. Oh, true.
10 is equal to 10, isn't it? This one?
False.
Yes. So when you run it, you can see false, then 3 true. Okay. Then you have false, false. And then you can compare. Okay. So this is called as relational operator or comparison operator. You are comparing two values. And when you're comparing two values, then it's either true or false. When you're comparing two values, then it is either true or false. It cannot be anything else. Okay. It's either true or false, nothing else. It cannot be anything else. Okay. Double equal to is for checking if their values are equal or not. So that is a comparison operator. And equal to is assignment operator. So equal to is called assignment operator. Okay. So assignment operator is equal to. So when I say N1 equal to 10, the value of N1 is 10. Okay, this is called assignment operator. And double equal to is comparison operator. You're comparing the value. Is it equal? You say either true or false. Okay. So these are your operator. The next one is called logical operators. Logical operators. Now, if you see here, for the input we have used numbers and output is Boolean. Here input is numbers and output is also numbers. Here input is numbers and output is Boolean. In logical operators, you have input and output both Boolean. Your input and output both are Boolean. You cannot have, like one Boolean and another number. Okay. It has to be, okay, Boolean. So what are different operators? What are different operators that we use? Okay. So different operators are your AND or not. Okay, they are XOR and things like that, but these are three important ones that you are going to use. What is AND? Now I'll ask you a question. So I'm making a prediction for the World Cup. Rohit and Gill will open the batting. Actual what happened? Rohit and Kishan opened the batting. Okay, Rohit and Gill will open the batting is my prediction. So actual what happened? Okay, Rohit and not Gill. Okay, Rohit and Kishan opened the batting. Now you tell me, is my prediction right or wrong? Is my prediction right or wrong? Okay, let me ask you differently. Then you'll be able to answer better. Okay, I told you we will do Python and database. We will do Python and database. But I did only Python. Did I complete my syllabus?
Python.
I'm asking you that we are going to do Python and database. But I did only Python. Will you go? So yeah, thank you. I'm done. Yes or no?
So actually, I required only for Python.
No, what you required is not care. I'm saying,
Yes.
okay, you give me the fees, I will do both.
Okay, then
Python.
it's not completed.
Not completed because when I say and, then you're expecting both to be right. Okay, when you are saying and, then you're expecting both to be right.
It's false.
So when I say yes, Rohit and Gill will open the batting, I'm saying and, I'm saying I'm sure about both. But only one happened. It's wrong. Okay, it's wrong. My prediction went wrong. Okay, it's not half-half, either yes or no. Answer is yes or no. So when you say, okay, it is false, my prediction became false. Now, same thing if I take and I put it in different way. I say Rohit or Gill will open the batting. I'll say you pay me money, I will do Python or database. Python or database. And I did only Python. So am I done or not? Yes. Because when you're saying or, you're not taking responsibility for both. You're saying only one. If I do both, okay, fine. Okay, you will be happy. But even if I do one also, we made our commitment, right? So and or makes so much of difference. Okay, these and or are your logical operators. So what happened, what we saw is, okay, so now here this is true. Okay, so when you are using and, okay, your true and true is true and rest everything is false. TNT is true, rest everything is false. What rest everything means? False and false, true and true. Sorry, false and false, true and false, false and true. These are the three other options. All those three options are false because I said and means both has to be true. Only then my statement is true. Otherwise, it is not at all true. Okay. Now we'll talk about or. Okay. Or false is false. And rest everything is true. So if I tell you both, if I tell you A or B, and if I don't do anything, I neither do A or B, then only I am false. Even if I do one of A or B or both, I am true. So remember, when you talk about and, both condition has to be false. Both conditions have to be true to be true. In or, both condition has to be false for false. Otherwise, rest everything is true in case of or, and everything else is false in case of and. Right? So and true, okay? And then, of course, not. Not has just two values. Not true is false, and not false is true. Okay, so these are three operators we are going to do. Okay, now what I'll do, I will go back here. Okay, and I'm going to copy this. All small letters, okay? And also small, or also small. Okay, let's have only so much. Or let me remove this one also. It's going beyond the screen, right? So let's delete it. Okay, now this is the statement. Tell me the entire thing. Will it be true or false? Okay, now look at BODMAS rule. What is BODMAS rule? Mathematics, BODMAS rule. What? You are appearing for cat and you forgot.
Actually, I haven't started.
So what? This is, everybody should know. You don't have to say that I have to start and then only I will get it.
But,
BODMAS means first bracket. Okay, so when you're evaluating any mathematical operation, when you are evaluating any mathematical operation, you should always solve first the bracket, then off means basically multiplication, then division, then multiplication, addition, subtraction. Okay, so in your mind, and is like multiplication. That's why 1 into 1 is 1 and rest everything is 0. 0 and anything is 0. So and is like multiplication, and plus is like or is like addition. So in addition and multiplication, which is done first? Multiplication. So you have and or. Which one will you do first? And. Perfect. You will do and before or. Okay. You will do and before or. So when you have both and or, okay, like in our case, we have and or both, right? So you will first do and, then you will do or. That's the strategy. Okay. So for one more time, you tell me, okay, so I'm going to write here, and takes priority over or. Okay. And this can be next line. No worries. I'm going to move it to the next line. Tell me. So n equal, okay, I did not give the values here, right? N1 comma N2 comma N3 equal to 10 comma 5 comma 10. N1 equal to N2, false. Okay, let me first write this entire stuff and then we will replace one by one. N1 equal to N, false. N1 not equal to N2, true. N1 greater than N3, false. N1 less than N3, false. N1 greater than or equal to N3, true. N1 less than or equal to N3, true. True, right? N1 equal to N3, true. N1 not equal to N3, false. Okay, so this is your first level of analysis. Okay, that is to calculate true and false. Now we'll calculate and operation. False and true.
false.
False, good. False and false.
False.
Yes. Oh, okay. Sorry. Hold on. My mistake. Oh, sorry. Okay, my mistake. Okay. First, what we are supposed to do? All and.
Okay, all and we need to multiply.
Yes, so this is and. False and true, false. So this is another and. False and false, false. Then this is another and. True and true is
True.
true. Then this is another and. True and false is
False.
false. Okay. So first you evaluate all and. Now you evaluate all. False or false?
False.
False or true?
False.
True. True or false?
True.
True. So when you run it, okay, you will get true here. Okay, this entire big thing is just one value which is true, and this is called your Boolean operator and an or. We need to put and an or to talk about Boolean operator. So Boolean operator input is also and true and false. Output is also true and false. I cannot put N1 and N2. Okay, because it needs Boolean. So N1 equal to N2 will be either true or false. Then you can apply logical or Boolean operator. It's also called logical operator or Boolean operator. Logical operator, Boolean operator applies only on Boolean value, and output is also a Boolean value. Okay, so these are okay 4 very important type of variables and operators that we perform on variables. Okay, we will be doing lot more exercise on this. Okay, so see, next 3-4 days we'll talk about nuts and bolts. Then we will learn to create car. Okay, so we are learning nuts and bolts, small pieces, and then we'll put them all together. You can convert one data type to another. So if I say, okay, let me go to next page now, next 5. Converting one type to another. So if I say N1 equal to 50, then what is the type of N1? Integer. Integer, right? But I want to convert this integer into, say, string. I want to convert this integer into string. So I will say N2 equal to str of N1. So remember, okay, remember, there is function for each of the data type. If you want to convert something into integer, you will say int bracket. So there is a function called int to convert into integer. There is a function called str bracket to convert into string, str. Okay, so int bracket will convert into integer, str bracket will convert into string, okay, bool bracket will convert into boolean, okay. What is that? Complex bracket will convert into complex, float bracket will convert into float. So you have functions also. We have 5 more functions with the same name. So we have so far seen 2 functions. What were the 2 functions that we have seen so far? Print and type. Okay, we did print and last time we did type. So these are 2 functions that we did. Apart from these 2 functions, we have 5 more functions we are doing. Int, bracket open, float, complex, boolean, and string. These are all your functions that will convert into given data type. Will convert into given data type. Okay. Okay, and you can convert into different types. Okay. Okay, so you can convert from one form to another. You can convert integer 50. So if you print here n1, then you print. So see what I did, and I did n2 equal to str of n1. So I'm converting n1 to string. So now when you print it, see it is 50 here, and n2 is also 50, but the type is now string. It got converted into string 50, right? So this is how you can convert one form to another form. Okay. Now we are introducing one more function here. And this function have to be, just watch it because this is important. We are introducing what is called as input. Okay. Input is to read the content from the screen, from the user. Okay. If you want to get something from the user, we use input. Okay. Now I want to read a value. So I'll say, okay, so before this input is a function, and this can take, see, print, how many parameters can it take? Many, right? Input can take either 0 or 1, not more than 1. That means you cannot put a comma in input. You either leave blank or you give one text in it. Okay. So I can say val1 equal to input. Now when you say print val1, okay, see what happens. See, your program is still running. How do you know program is still running? Because when program finishes, you get, like for example, if I run P1 that we were working before, you see it said process finished with exit code 0. But when you look at P18 that we are running, it hasn't given that process finished. Okay, exit code 0 means your program has run successful. It can be -1 means your program did not run successful. But it has got completed. It has completed. That's what it means. Okay. So now you tell me, okay, your program is still running. Why it is still running? Because we gave input, isn't it? So it is waiting, okay, for us to enter a value to the input. It is waiting for us to enter value for input. Okay. So if I say 45, see it printed 45. So that is the purpose of input. Input reads the value from the user. If I run it again, okay, it says enter. So I will say hello there. And now it prints hello there. So input reads from the user. Input reads from the user. Now you tell me, what could be the data type of val1? What could be the data type of val1? Val1 is there, right? What do you think is the data type of val1? Data, is it integer? Is it float?
Anything.
Anything?
And basically, we have written 45 and it's
Right?
and
If it
then,
is,
so hello there and it comes, it is not.
see, when we are saying a equal to 45, okay, when you're writing a equal to 45, based on the value, it can know that it is 45, correct? And when we give a equal to quotation 45, by looking at it, you know that it is string 45. But in this case, okay, we are not manually giving, isn't it? Now, when you don't manually give, then how will it know? It doesn't know. Okay. So what it does by default, okay, by default in input will read as string value. Will read input as string value. By default, it will read input as string value. Okay, because every input can be read as string. By looking at the data, you cannot guess. You cannot guess what I'm going to enter. Right? I can enter whatever value I want, right? You cannot guess what I'm going to enter. So it says, okay, since we cannot guess, let's use input to get value and store as any data type. Okay, store as any data type. Okay, and any in the sense it is string, because string only can take any value. You can put boolean also as string, you can put complex also as string, you can put integer float also as string. But if you read it any other data type, it's not possible. You can't read string as boolean or complex or integer or float. So it says, okay, which input let's associate string. So now when I try to do the data type here, print type of val1, and when you try to run it, you see, okay, we'll enter 45. So see, it says string. Okay, it says string because it has read it like a string value. Okay, so this is how you read a value as a string. By default, it's string. Now, if you want to add two numbers, I want to perform addition of two numbers. Okay, so I will write a program here. Okay, I will say something like this. Write a program to add two numbers. Okay, add two numbers by taking input from the user. Okay, write a program to input two numbers by taking input from the user. Okay, so how do you do it? So I'm going to say A equal to input, B equal to input, and then you say C equal to A plus B, print sum is comma C. Right? Now what happens, you see? Now when I run it, okay, so this print is here in this input. I will write one something. Now this input is here. So I'm saying 23. And then second input, I'm saying 31. Sorry. So what is the answer? 23, 31. Is this the sum of 23 plus 31? So see, your A and B are what type? String. So if you add two string together, what do you get? You get concatenation. When you try to add two string, you will get concatenation. You will not get simple addition. Okay, you will not get simple addition, it's concatenation. So 2, 3 and 3, 1 is put together. So to perform addition, what we need to do? We need to convert this A and B into integer. How do you convert into integer? Say int of A, right? Plus int of B, right? Now when you run it, okay, this is first. I'll say ERT. Now you see, here I'm saying 23, 31. Now it became 54 because now we converted into integer. Now, second problem you see with this is when I'm running, okay, it is waiting for to enter. Now, when you have written the program, in this case, I have written the program, we know the code and we can see that, okay, this is waiting for us to input value for val1. But somebody else runs the program, they will not know what to enter here. Yes or no? So in such case, what we need to do is we need to add some comment here, enter first number. Okay, So now you know that, oh, okay, I need to enter first number. This will be printed as it is. This is a string. I told you input can take maximum one parameter. Here, this input, we are not giving any parameter. So can take 0 parameter or at max, I cannot say comma something else. Input take only one parameter. So this is your first input here. I'll put something QRT. Now you see it says enter first number. Why? Because we gave this, it's called prompt or a message prompt. So it prompted us enter first number, enter second number. Okay, so enter first number 12, enter second number 21. You see, answer is 33. Now we are in a position to write our first program. So what I want you to do is, I want you to write a program now. Okay, so the question is, write a program to read length and breadth of a rectangle from the user and display area and perimeter. Okay, can you do this now?